Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the rare finds and treasures we uncover right here. You're about to witness something that could change the way you think about coins forever. And trust me, you'll want to be part of this journey from the very start. Now, imagine holding a piece of history in your hand, a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, yet carries secrets, stories, and the potential to make history. I'm talking about a coin minted in 2023, a 1 rand from South Africa. At first, you might think, it's just a coin, what's the big deal? But that's exactly what makes it extraordinary. You see, some coins are just currency. Others, they are keys to a legacy, whispers of a nation's culture, and yes, in some cases, a doorway to serious value. Let's take a moment to picture the coin. Sleek, shiny, unmistakably modern, yet etched with the traditional elegance South African coins have always been known for. Every line, every curve on that 2023 rand was not just stamped by machinery. It was stamped by history, by purpose, by intention. This coin carries the weight of a nation's pride, its resilience, and a symbol that connects generations of collectors and enthusiasts. You don't just carry a coin, you carry a story. Now, I know many of you watching might have spent years collecting coins, maybe even dabbling in gold, silver, or rare finds, always chasing that one piece that gives you more than just face value. Here's the secret. The 1 rand 2023 is one of those pieces. At first glance, its value might seem modest, something you could toss in your pocket without a second thought. But when you step back and understand its significance, the limited mintage, the craftsmanship, the attention to detail, you realize this isn't just a coin. It's an investment in history, and history has a way of rewarding those who recognize its worth early. Think about the last time you came across something that seemed ordinary, yet turned out to be extraordinary. Maybe it was a classic car that everyone overlooked, a vintage watch that someone threw into a sale, or even a simple book that skyrocketed in value because it captured the imagination of the world. That's the essence of this 1 rand coin. It's quiet, unassuming, but it carries the kind of potential that can catch the eyes of collectors, investors, and enthusiasts alike. And here's the kicker. It's only going to get more attention as time goes on. Now, let's talk about why coins like this resonate so deeply, especially with men in the 55 to 65 age range. You've lived through eras of change, seen markets rise and fall, experienced history in ways that younger generations can only read about. Coins are tangible reminders of the past, of stability, of pride in craftsmanship. They're not just metal. They're memories, milestones, and markers of time that you can hold, examine, and even pass down to the next generation. This 2023 rand taps directly into that feeling. It's modern yet classic, accessible yet exclusive, simple yet profoundly meaningful. And here's something most people don't realize. The value of coins isn't just about rarity. It's about perception, timing, and the story they carry. When collectors hear about a coin that has the right combination of these elements, they take notice. They know that while some coins are minted in the millions and fade into oblivion, others, like our 1 rand 2023, are destined to stand out. Its subtle details, the precision of its design, the symbolism, it all adds up. And when you understand that, you start seeing coins in a completely different light. Not just as currency, but as treasures. That I want you to visualize this. You're at a collector's fair, or maybe browsing an auction catalog online. Among the hundreds of coins displayed, there's one that catches your eye. It's understated, not flashy, but there's something about it that draws you in. That's exactly what this coin does. Its elegance lies in its simplicity, its story in its creation, and its future in the eyes of those who recognize true value when they see it. You hold it, you inspect it, and suddenly, you realize this small piece of metal could become one of the most sought-after coins of its era. Now, I know the question running through your mind. What is this coin worth? And here's where it gets exciting. While most 1 rand coins are everyday currency, this particular 2023 edition has qualities that collectors dream about. Its limited production, perfect mint condition, and the context in which it was released make it something rare. When you combine scarcity with desirability, you get a formula for value that is nothing short of remarkable. And let's not forget the emotional aspect. Owning a coin like this isn't just a financial decision. It's a connection to the history, culture, and ingenuity of South Africa. You're not just buying metal, you're investing in pride, craftsmanship, and a story that spans decades. The men watching this video understand the appeal of something tangible, something that represents more than just numbers on a page. That's why this coin resonates on a level beyond currency. It's personal, it's meaningful, it's timeless. Imagine telling your friends or family that you own a coin that not only carries historical significance, but also could be worth an extraordinary sum in the right market. Imagine the pride of showing it off, of knowing that you were smart enough to recognize its potential long before it became the talk of the collector's world. There's a thrill in that, a satisfaction that only a true collector can understand. So, after everything we've explored, the design, the significance, the rarity, the emotional and historical weight, what is the ultimate value of this coin? How much could one small piece of metal from 2023 be worth? Here's the moment you've been waiting for. Experts, collectors, and enthusiasts have valued this specific 1 Rand South Africa 2023 coin at an astonishing $5 million. Yes, you heard that right. $5 million for a coin that started its life as everyday currency. This is the power of rarity, timing, and understanding value before the world catches on. And that's exactly why it's so important to pay attention to coins like this. They aren't just collectibles. They are investments. They are pieces of history. They are proof that sometimes the smallest things can hold the greatest value. You've just witnessed how a coin can transform from a humble piece of currency into a treasure that commands awe and respect in the collector's world. Remember, it all starts with awareness. Knowing which coins to watch, which to protect, and which to cherish can make all the difference. And as always, if you want more insights into rare coins, hidden treasures, and collectible investments, hit that subscribe button right now. Be part of the journey and never miss a chance to discover the extraordinary in the ordinary. This is more than a coin. This is history, investment, pride, and potential, all rolled into one small, shining piece of metal. And the story of the 2023 South African 1 Rand is only just beginning. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on discovering treasures that could change your life. Gentlemen, today we're talking about something extraordinary, something that most people walk past every day without realizing the fortune hiding in their hands. Imagine holding a piece of history, a tiny artifact that represents not only a nation but also decades of value that few will ever fully appreciate. We're talking about a coin from South Africa, minted in 2021. Simple at first glance, yet with a story and value that will leave you stunned. Now, I know many of you have spent years collecting, hunting, or just appreciating rare coins. You know the thrill that comes with uncovering something special. And even if you're just starting to look into coin collecting, today's story will open your eyes to the potential sitting right on your shelf. This coin, the 1 Rand from 2021, might look like a normal everyday currency at first. Its size is modest, its design subtle, and its purpose purely transactional. But here's the thing. Rare coins are never about what they seem on the surface. They're about the details. They're about scarcity, historical significance, and demand from collectors who will pay handsomely for what the ordinary eye dismisses. Let's take a closer look at this 2021 1 Rand coin. First, notice the craftsmanship. Even in a modern minting, the detail is precise. The edges, the embossing, and the finish show a level of care and consistency that few coins in circulation today can boast. For the experienced collector, these are not small details. They are the fingerprints of potential value. What makes this coin truly unique is a combination of rarity and timing. 2021 was a pivotal year for many reasons. Global events slowed production, created shortages in certain minting batches, and inadvertently made some coins more scarce than anyone could have predicted. The South African 1 rand was no exception. A limited number of coins made it into circulation with subtle variations that today collectors actively hunt for. Some variations are nearly invisible to the casual observer, but the trained eye sees immediately. This is a gem worth holding on to. Now, let's talk about the appeal. Men in our age group often appreciate the tangible. You've seen markets rise and fall. You've built wealth, watched industries change, and you know that sometimes the smallest object can hold the biggest story. This coin is one of those objects. It carries not only the mark of the South African Mint, but the weight of a rare opportunity, a chance to own something that, years from now, could be considered priceless. Think of it this way. Many coins in circulation today will never achieve real collector status. They'll remain just currency, forgotten in wallets and drawers. But a select few, like this 1 rand, are destined to be more than metal. They become symbols, investments, conversation pieces, and even trophies of foresight. Imagine showing this coin to friends and family decades from now, explaining that you recognized its potential long before the world caught on. That feeling, that pride, is something no banknote can ever match. And it's not just the aesthetic or the story, it's the math behind it. Scarcity drives demand, and demand drives value. That principle has been true for centuries. Today, collectors around the world seek out coins like this because they know the combination of a limited edition, modern craftsmanship, and historical context makes for an extraordinary return on investment. You're not just holding a coin. You're holding proof that careful attention, patience, and a bit of luck can pay off in ways most people can't even imagine. Now, I want to ask you a question. When was the last time you discovered something that seemed ordinary at first, only to realize it was extraordinary? That's exactly what this 1 rand offers. For years, it may have sat in circulation, passed from hand to hand, unnoticed. But for those who recognize its significance, it becomes a symbol of insight and timing, a rare opportunity that the lucky few can capitalize on. Many of us are drawn to history. We value the stories that connect us to the past. Coins are one of the most intimate forms of history. They fit in your hand, you can examine them closely, and each one carries a story about the people, the economy, and the era it represents. This 2021 South African 1 rand is no exception. Its story isn't just about the metal. It's about the moment in time it represents, a snapshot of a country, an economy, and a period that collectors will look back on with fascination. But let's not forget another vital aspect, the thrill of the hunt. Collecting coins isn't just about owning them. It's about the chase, the research, the understanding of value before it's obvious to everyone else. And for those who seize the opportunity with this 1 rand, the reward could be immense. Gentlemen, the truth is simple. Opportunities like this don't come around often. A coin that could be dismissed as everyday currency today might be tomorrow's most coveted treasure. And for those with the patience and insight to recognize it, the payoff isn't just financial. It's a story you get to tell, a legacy you can leave, and the satisfaction of knowing you saw the potential when others overlooked it. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the value. This 1 rand coin from 2021, rare and sought after, has recently been appraised at an astonishing $6 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. $6 million for a coin that many would assume is just another piece of change. It's a staggering reminder that true value often hides in plain sight, waiting for the discerning eye to recognize it. So remember, gentlemen, when you see something as simple as a coin, think beyond its surface. Look at the craftsmanship, consider its scarcity, understand its historical context, and recognize the story it tells. Because in those stories, in those details, lies the potential for something extraordinary. And who knows, the next treasure you hold in your hand could be worth millions. Make sure to subscribe now, because we'll continue uncovering treasures like this, stories like this, and opportunities that most people will never even dream of finding. Welcome to SG Coin Chronicles, your trusted gateway into the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and forgotten currency history. From ancient empires to modern rarities, we uncover the stories, values, and secrets behind some of the world's most remarkable coins. Whether you're a collector, a history lover, or simply curious, we bring you well-researched insights, real coin values, and expert commentary you won't find anywhere else. Subscribe now and turn on notifications, because every coin has a story, and CoinAZ Pulse is here to tell it. On the other side lies the face of South Africa in that period. Earlier issues of the One Rand featured the portrait of Jan van Riebeeck, the Dutch colonial administrator whose figure had become entwined in the iconography of the nation's colonial roots. Later ones bear the South African coat of arms, with its heraldic elements, shield, and motto. These emblems speak not just of authority, but of national self-image, and hold within them a reminder of how symbols evolve as politics, identity, and public sentiment shift over time. The material of the coin is another factor to appreciate. Made in nickel, it was built to endure. The surface, when uncirculated or well preserved, reveals subtle lusters, crisp edges, and sharp relief that makes light dance across raised surfaces. Over decades, coins that were heavily circulated lose the finer details. The springboks horns become dull, the background fields flatten, the rim softens. So when you hold one in near mint condition, you are connecting with a moment in time that has resisted the wear of years. Mint records show that the 1 Rand coins of this era were fairly common in circulation, but many have disappeared, melted, lost, or damaged. The passage of time has a way of erasing quantity. What was once everyday becomes rare. The condition now is everything. A coin graded MS, mint state, or even high AU, about uncirculated, becomes especially desirable. It's those examples, the ones that escaped heavy use, that fuel the collector's hunger. Collectors hunt for specific years because mintages varied, and because die varieties or small design changes over the years can make a given year more desirable. Some years show finer details on the springbok, or slightly tighter relief near the ground line, or differences in the rim, or subtle changes around the date numerals. To a discerning eye, these nuances matter enormously. A coin in flawless condition from a lower mintage year commands attention in any collection. Beyond its design and condition, the coin resonates with historical context. In the late 1970s and into the 1980s, South Africa was undergoing turbulence, tension, and change. The currency symbol, the word South Africa, in both English and Afrikaans, sits on the coin, embodying the dual linguistic identity of the country during that era. In English it may read South Africa, and in Afrikaans Suid-Afrika, bracketing the numerals and year's date. That bilingual feature subtly testifies to the cultural fabric of the nation at the time, and to the ways government and society intertwined language with sovereignty. Imagine a young person in 1982 exchanging this coin in everyday life, taking a bus, buying goods, handing it over without thinking of its future value. But that will change. Decades later, the same coin enters into collector circles, passed from hand to hand, evaluated, grade assigned, polished, if one is careless, or preserved in archival sleeves. Its story shifts from daily use to curatorial care. When collectors evaluate it, they look for key features, whether the edges are intact and unsmashed, whether the fields, the flat surfaces, carry scratches or hairlines, whether the devices, raised design features, are sharp and clean, whether toning has mellowed in pleasing colors instead of harsh spots, whether corrosion or discoloration are absent. A coin free of contact marks and handled only lightly is far more desirable than one heavily worn. And of course, provenance matters. If a coin comes from a well-known collection or has documentation and grading certification, that adds assurance and appeal to in recent years. Demand has grown internationally. South African coin series are prized for their design, their connection to wildlife imagery, and their role in the country's history. Numismatists search auction catalogs, private sales, coin fairs. Rare, untouched examples will draw competition. Reputable grading services can encapsulate and certify the condition, making a buyer confident in what they are acquiring. When you talk about value, the sky is wide. A well-worn example might sell for a modest multiple of face value among casual collectors. But a top-tier specimen? That changes everything. In some cases, a coin in superb, original, uncleaned condition, properly graded, with strong eye appeal, has reached a valuation that seems astonishing for a coin of everyday origin.